I usually meet entrepreneurs in emerging markets around the world, but today I call you in the Netherlands, right?
Yes, calling in from Breda. Yes.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to learn more about Spark today, because you are starting to raise financing through Lendahand for Spark. And yeah, we're curious to learn more about the company. Can you introduce yourself and Spark to us, please?
Sure, definitely. My name is Shagun. I'm the commercial director of Spark. We are a Dutch social enterprise based out of the Netherlands, focused on providing access to energy to people living at the base of the pyramid in the global south. Currently, our focus remains on sub-Saharan Africa. Today, we are present in more than 21 countries. We started actually as a college project, which eventually transformed into a hardcore business. We started off in India, where we were really trying to get energy sharing possible. So we really learned a lot. We developed our first product there. Then in 2017, we commercialized our first product. And in 2018, we realized that India was not the right market for this specific product. And then hence we pivoted towards sub-Saharan Africa, and that was an instant success. And since then, we have been growing steadily. Our business model remains is B2B, so we do not distribute to the end customer directly, but we work with distribution partners. So Spark in itself has an approach. We see ourselves more not as suppliers, but we see ourselves as ecosystem creators, because we genuinely feel we ourselves cannot solve the problem of 600 million people living with no access to energy. Things which are very, very normal for us are something which is a dream for many people living in the global south. And to solve that, we started off by distributing solar home systems, which is a modular solar home system, which allows the end customer to light their households, to charge their mobile phones, and over a period of time also grow on the energy access ladder. So where they can add more batteries, add more solar panels so that they can have a television at home, they can have fans at home. So that is something which has been very, very close to our ideology since the day zero. And we have imbibed the ethos of modularity in every aspect of our business. And also being able to working with local distribution partners also allows us to work with people who really understand the local business, because we sitting in the Netherlands, being a Dutch company, we are good at solving problems, but I think we don't understand what exactly goes into making things happen, example, in Nigeria or in DRC Congo or in Zambia.
Yeah. Great. Well, you're answering a bunch of my questions, which is great, because indeed the reality on site is often very different from the Netherlands, for example. Exactly. So what does the team in Breda do? They design, produce, and then ship it, or how do we see it?
Yeah. So Breda office, being the headquarters, is focused on the whole execution aspect, which is we have a part of the operations and the finance team, which is based out of there. And then we have our product development and the technical team, which is also based here. So they are responsible for designing the product and also eventually making the delivery happen. And then we have a small team in China, which is the supply chain and the logistics team. The production happens in China, which is of the products which are designed in the Netherlands. And then from China itself, directly we ship out the goods to Africa.
Because it's still a utopia to have it all done in the Netherlands?
Yes, because eventually when you are dealing with people who are working on a $5 a day income, pricing is something which is extremely crucial.
Yeah.
We would love that the product can be as much as produced in the Netherlands, but the reality is it's challenging, because eventually majority of the components and the majority of the raw material has to be sold from China. So that is not making a lot of economic sense, and also our clients are very, very sensitive to pricing.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're serving the bottom of the pyramid in sub-Saharan Africa. What are the most common countries you are actually active in at the moment?
Yeah, out of the 21 countries, if I had to name which are our top 5 countries, in Nigeria, DRC Congo, Malawi, Uganda, and Madagascar.
Yeah. And then for each country, you have one or more distributors who make sure that the solar kits reach the families and households.
Absolutely, exactly. So
Okay.
every country where we work, we tie up with a local distributor,
Mhm.
ideally locally owned company, because they are the ones who understand the local context the best.
Yeah.
We were able to bring in our technology. And early on in 2018, 2019, we realized actually it is not just the product which is going to solve the problem. The major problem sits is in the access to finance. And that's where we ventured into. We developed a program where we started doing um, financing our distributors by giving them payment terms in line with their collection rates, in line with their collections from the end customer. So, for example, they were lending to the end client for 2 years. We started giving them 3-year loans so that they can collect slowly and then they can repay to us. Under the program, we have already deployed ourselves $25 million, and that has been growing that has been going very, very successfully. And we are able to do this primarily because of the support which we get of the Atradius Dutch state business, which is implementing a program on behalf of the Dutch government. Yeah, so under this arrangement as well, we are able to get guarantee from Atradius Dutch state business, which provides us assurance if, example, our distributor, like in this case, Greenage in Nigeria, is able to pay us back in time, we get paid by Atradius Dutch state business.
Yeah, because that's so if I, as a non-financial person, try to understand all of this, so you basically, with the financing from the investors on Lendahand, you will have cash flow enough to be able to pay Greenwich in Nigeria, awaiting their repayments.
Correct.
And yeah.
Exactly. So what we are doing is Spark produce the products without receiving the money from Greenage Nigeria. Only 15% comes in from their side. And then we produce the products and we give them payment terms, and they pay us back in bills of exchange, which is a promissory note, which we are sitting with. And now that is paper, but to keep our business also running and to continue to create impact, we need to convert those papers into cash so that we can continue the impact. And hence we go out in the market and we ask. So till now we were raising money through some financial institutions who were discounting these bills of exchange. And now we're super happy that Lendahand has agreed to invite the crowd to also invest in this kind of a setup where we are able to raise money through a very, very guaranteed form where we are completely backed by the Dutch government, where Dutch government has done their due diligence on Greenage, and based on that, they have issued an insurance saying that, okay, fine, if Greenage is not paying, then we can step in. And this way, Lendahand is able to contribute to this program and get paid over a period of time.
Yeah, because normally, well, investing in clean energy is a risky business, and in this way, we are able to open up very impactful clean energy investments with a guarantee. So that is great. Also for Spark, I imagine. How would you do it differently? What would other options be for you if there was no Atradius giving insurance on your export product?
Yeah, if Atradius wouldn't provide us this kind of a credit arrangement, then we would be probably doing very limited based on what our balance sheet and our own financials allow. So that's precisely it. Like we are able to do this because of the support of Atradius.
Yeah.
And as I said, that we have done this through Atradius for more than $25 million. So this really works.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so now that the financing challenge is kind of solved, I suppose, what about the other challenges of being a business in clean energy? Is it more the products, getting the product right, or something else?
I would say it's not just one thing, it's multiple things. Product is one, access to finance is one, business model is the other one, understanding the local context. So all of this comes together, and Spark tries to really support the local businesses on every aspect, be it payment collection. So we have automated the payment collections through our payment platform. Then through access to finance, through the Spark Invest setup, we are able to provide financing. Our modular solar home system exists. We have local solar technicians in Nigeria who trains our distributors on how to install and how to repair whenever the issue happens, and also to not generate e-waste. So whenever there is repair as much as possible in country without being dependent on sending the goods back for if there is any issues.
Yeah. And what about the product? Because there are a lot of solar kits in the markets. What makes the Spark solar kit different, and how would you describe that?
Yeah, I think, again, you could say this is a stupid battery pack, but it's much more than that. One major differentiator is essentially the modularity. So a client which starts with one battery pack, which is just one 40 watt-hour battery pack, and they have paid back, example, their loan, and based on their repayment behavior, the distributor says, oh, now you want to also buy a fan because it's super warm in Nigeria. Okay, I'm ready to offer you another top-up loan, which would allow you to get another battery, a small panel, and a fan. And now you pay off this loan in the next 12 months. So the customer can grow on the energy ladder, and they, because of the first initial credit history which they created with the smaller Spark Start kit. So that's the one major differentiator, I would say. Yeah, and which really is valuable to both the customer and to the distributor, because the distributor has seen the repayment behavior, and the client doesn't need to discard their old system to bring in a completely new system.
Yeah. The old battery is still powerful enough to then add another one, even if the
exactly because the
lifetime value.
Exactly. We are providing a 2-year warranty, but the expected lifespan is more than 5 to 6 years. So this thing goes on for a while. This is just for the battery pack, because
for one battery, it's 5 to 6 years. Yeah.
And solar panels have a guarantee of more than 25 years, just like in the Netherlands. So, and lights really don't go bad. It is just the battery which loses its capacity. Then you can always just replace the battery. And also the design of the Spark battery is such, you can replace just the inside battery pack without really being able to reuse the plastic. So you are also not just discarding the plastics as well.
And whenever a product or a battery is really needs to be discarded, what happens then? Does it get collected?
Yeah, so we have set up completely reverse logistics in every country. So where we have tie-ups with the e-waste recyclers, where our distributor is responsible for collecting the products at the end of life, and then they are requested to just send back the goods to the e-waste recyclers, where the goods are properly recycled without affecting the environment.
Okay, great. And do you have a little view about the end customers who get the batteries and the solar kits? Are they more households or small entrepreneurs?
They're a mix of both. It could be a household of 5 to 10 people who are currently using kerosene oil or a candle to have their energy needs, to walk for 1 to 2 kilometers every day just to charge their mobile phone, where they have to pay $50 just to do that every day. And Suddenly, they have a system in their house which allows them to have 9 to 10 hours of light after sunset. Kids are able to study. They are able to charge their mobile phones. Using the radio, they are updated about what is happening around the world. Yeah, so this is a residential household, and a shop could be a shop which was earlier shutting down at 6 p.m. Suddenly is open until 10 p.m. and is able to do more business, have more income, and really able to grow up in the process.
It's amazing, right? How to, like, we can't even imagine how life would be without electricity, and there we are handing it to people and making a lot more possible. Have you been able to visit Nigeria?
Yeah, multiple times. I am almost 10 days in a month. I'm traveling to any of our countries where we are working. So really, that is also something which is exciting for me for my job. I really want to see where we are making an impact.
Yeah.
Also, otherwise, when you're sitting in your Breda office, you can forget why you are doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we have a team which is based in Nairobi. We have a team which is based in Nigeria. And also our solar technicians are spread across all our markets where we work. So we are always aware they are our ears and eyes on the ground, and for the rest of the team to really understand what goes into making it happen on the ground.
Is there an encounter with a household that you will never forget?
Yeah, I would say I remember in Nigeria, in Kwara State, I was there a year back, and I was in a village which had around more than 100 Spark clients in that village. And when I went around, I could really see, and it was evening after the sunset, I could really see how the change has happened. And I was speaking to the chief of that village, and he shared like how, because of the Sparks products, suddenly how the life has evolved for the whole community. And then I went into a pharmacy which was being run by a woman, and she shared with me how earlier at 5:30 she was forced to shut down her shop and go back home because it was also not safe. And now suddenly she's able to keep her shop open until 8 p.m., is able to attend to the medical needs of the local community for a longer period of time. And then using the torch, which we also offer, she's safely able to go back home, back to her family.
Yeah, it actually brings communities to life, closer together as well, probably. Yeah,
Exactly.
wonderful. It must be a cool experience to see your products. Yeah, yeah, in real life. Awesome. And how much do they have to pay on a daily or weekly basis to have their kits? Is that a fixed price, or how is that calculated?
Yeah, so that is something which depends on market to market, because also Spark products being modular, so we offer an entry-level kit which is just with lighting or with a radio, and then we have a fan kit, then we have a TV kit, and then we have a TV plus a fan kit. So it depends on what kind of a kit, but an entry-level kit, an end customer ends up paying somewhere around $8 to $10 for 12 to 18 months. And they pay this amount on a monthly or a weekly basis. So if it's a monthly, it is around $10. If it is weekly, it will be $2 to $3 they end up paying. And then eventually after 12 to 18 months, they own the product. So then they don't need to pay for energy anymore. And then they are just just using the product.
Yeah. And do you see that that's a good pricing for the local?
Yeah, that is something which we have seen clients are able to afford. And again, unit economics is something which is very, very critical. If the cost of financing is very, very high for the distributor, then also eventually it gets passed on to the end customer.
Yeah.
And also something which we have seen when Spark started providing financing to the distributors, we were a little bit lower and more competitive because of the guarantee of Atradius. We were able to provide much better cost of financing to the distributor, and that allows them to pass on that benefit to the end client.
Yeah, which in the end results in a better repayment rate, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So, and what happens if someone cannot repay? You try to renegotiate?
Indeed. So if some client is not able to pay, we try, our distributors try and go to them and understand what really is the challenge. So there are monthly visits to the clients every 30 days, every 60 days. And after 60 days or 90 days, if they are not able to come to a agreement that they are not able to, say, pay or come to a solution for it, then we are forced to repossess the kit, and the distributor is then able to resell the same kit at a lower price because we have already recovered some money from the other client, and they are able to generate income with the same product.
Yeah. So it's not lost for anyone. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. And what is next for Spark? Are there any projects in the pipeline?
Yeah, we are always doing projects. We have projects coming up in multiple countries, in DRC, in Zimbabwe, in Mali. So yeah, we are quite excited, and in 2025, we are looking forward to doing and continuing our projects. So till now, we have electrified around 1.5 million people in the last 4 to 5 years when we have been operational in Africa, and the goal is to take this number to 10 million people by 2030. So all the efforts are being put towards that.
Towards expansion and reaching more people. Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, I hope that the Lendahand crowd will be as enthusiastic as we are about all of this.
Yes.
And is there anything you would like to share as an ending to our story?
No, I think all I would like to add is to the crowd, this is a very, very special and a different kind of investment opportunity being put on Lendahand. I'm not sure many times you see where the Dutch government is actually backing an investment opportunity. So make the most of it and hope this investment also brings light to many more people. And at Spark, as we all say, bright days ahead.
Great. That's what we're going for. Thank you so much, Shagun.